Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Jörn here and welcome to my full review of the Digoor auto phones. Now, I'm still not sure if you call it Digoor or Digoor, please excuse me if I pronounce it wrong, but I have here the DG1 Plus and the DG2 Plus, so basically the big one and the small one, but they are very similar. As always, you can find all specs down below in the description. Both phones are from efoxshop.com. Big thanks for sending me them out to review. Unfortunately, I broke the big one, as you will see a bit later, but if you want to see them like they are brand new, then check out my unboxing on my channel. I uploaded it 1 week or 2 weeks ago. So there you can see everything, also a quick overview over the inside, the system UI and blah blah blah. So now let's get directly started. Don't forget to check out the link down below in the description to eFox and the specs and the written review on China devices. And now guys, let's go and let's check them out. Now, as you may know, there are two models. So the smaller one is the DG1 Plus. It comes with a 5 megapixel camera, as you can see. The specs, they are quite similar. Lower resolution display than the DG2 Plus, and it's also way more handy. It's really thick, as you can see, so it feels like a real big brick, so I wouldn't use that for like business meetings, or if I go out with a girl, I would never use that phone. But if I would go out for a trip in the mountains, go cycling or whatever in the mud, then this phone is actually really nice because I did some drop tests and it's really stable. But I also managed to destroy the DG2 Plus, as you will see right now. And now let's go and let's have a look at that. Now here comes the DG2 Plus, and this is really big and heavy. Now, I'm not a small person, I'm 1.90 m tall, and yeah, I have big hands, but this is also too big for my hands. Now, yeah, it's nice to have it to check out like a map on the phone if you're in the fields or whatever, but to use it as a real phone, this is way too heavy for me. Now, it depends if you like big phones, but this is also really fat, it's really thick, as you can see, and I also managed to destroy it. Now, it's definitely as stable as the small one, but I had a bit of bad luck because I dropped it directly on the display and really hard. So I just smashed it like this on the ground, and usually every phone I have here at home would break at the first try. It took me 3 tries to break that display. Actually, I didn't want to break it. I just thought it won't break because it looked so damn stable. But unfortunately, yeah, I managed to destroy it, and this is why we'll just have a closer look at the DG1 Plus. But the DG2 Plus, it's very similar. It's just bigger, better camera, better display, but the main features, they are almost the same. Just the design is also completely different, and you see it's really huge, so I would actually prefer the smaller version, which I think is also just a little bit more stable than the bigger version because smaller glass plate, different design, but so far I also really liked the DG2 Plus. So I did now open the DG2 to show you how such an auto phone looks from the inside. And well, both phones are very similar, but the motherboard on the DG2, it's just bigger, but contains actually the same things. Okay, so here we have the chipset, so the heart of the phone. Under those RF shields we have the MediaTek chipset. Then here several things like headphone jack, USB port, a lot of test points, the slots. Here the antenna connectors for GSM, antenna connectors for NFC, so NFC is definitely working. We have the NFC antenna also here. Then here's the corresponding back cover. And you see here we have the NFC antenna here at the bottom, GSM antenna, and you see some antennas are missing, but they're actually on the other side. But the Wi-Fi antenna is crap. I really have to say that Wi-Fi signal is not good on that, on the other smartphone. A bit better on the DG2, but on the DG1 it's really crappy. Alright, here you can see the buttons, so they look actually kind of nice to press with that plastic thing here. The buttons, they are also waterproof. You can see that sealing which goes around the frame, and basically the back cover puts a lot of pressure on that seal, so it's really waterproof. You can trust me. I dropped that phone into the pond if you check out my unboxing. It took me 1 hour to find it, but the phone worked like on the first day when I unpacked it. Okay, then here the speaker. Just check out the speaker. This one here is massive. It's big like a €1 coin. It's heavy. It's thick. That's good because When you have the Walkie Talkie function, you always want to have a great speaker, which is very loud, and this definitely is. Okay, here we have the vibration motor, then here the rear camera, LED flash, blah blah blah. And basically in here we have all the chips bands for the Walkie Talkie function. Okay, so this is how the phone looks from the inside, most of the antennas here in the back cover. Also the glass of the camera is quite stable. I tried to crack it and it's really hard to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that's the phone from the inside, and now let's continue, let's have a look at Android. But if you want to see more about the phones from the outside and all the ports and everything, then I would suggest that you check out my unboxing, which you can find on my channel. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're now here in Android KitKat on the DG1 Plus, and it's the MTK6582, so the system UI can lag a little bit if you have a lot of apps installed, but most of the time it's actually smooth, so the performance for an outer phone, I think it's okay. Okay, so let's go here to the system, let's have a look at the settings so you can see all the features. And let's go down to about the phone and let's check out the Android version. So as you can see, this is Android 4.4.2 KitKat, so this is definitely the latest version you can get right now for this smartphone. I'm not sure if there's a Lollipop update, but let's see what the future brings. But I don't think so that there will be Lollipop, but I will keep you updated. I will ask the manufacturer and everything and post it on China devices. Alright, so we have here system updates. Let's see what we get here. Your system is currently up to date, and here we have software updates. Now I haven't seen an OTA so far, so yeah, it always said up to date. Maybe that's the latest version, maybe there are no OTAs. I cannot tell you right now, but so far I haven't had a lot of issues with the ROM. Then let's go all the way up. We have SIM management because it's a dual SIM phone. Here we have Wi-Fi, and I have to say, Wi-Fi is absolutely bad. Now, I'm currently in the basement and the router is in the next room. And sometimes I have drops to 2 bars and then I just go up 1 floor and Wi-Fi doesn't work anymore. So somehow, I'm not sure why Wi-Fi reception is kind of bad here on the DG1 Plus. Only works really good if you're actually next to the router. And re-RAM warning error, so this is when you reset the smartphone, can happen, and we have a tutorial for that on China devices, but that shouldn't be on your smartphone. Okay, Bluetooth right over here, and under more we can see NFC. And NFC is definitely working, tested with my Galaxy S6 Edge, and I will now show you that NFC is really working and that it also works here through that thick back cover. Now I actually wanted to show you NFC, but first time it worked and now I used the phone for some time, and when I now want to switch on NFC, you see it grays out. Then I just go, for instance, into the NFC scanner. I try to send something. It says NFC not enabled. Not sure what's going on, but this is some serious bug here in the firmware, and this needs to be fixed because I cannot switch NFC now off or on, so it's just grayed out for some time. Then you can try to switch it on again, but the same happens. So it seems to be some issue with NFC there, but the first time I tried it, it was working, so really strange. I'm not sure what happened during the test time, but I don't want to reset it right now because I have all the data on it and everything. So just keep in mind that NFC here is a little bit buggy. Alright, then let's have a look at the storage settings. So you can see we have phone storage and SD card. We have here the 8 gigs internal memory in one partition. And also it detects my 64GB SD card, so micro SD, and this is absolutely no problem. Just the internal memory is very low with 8 gigs and around 5GB of usable space, so a bit more. So make sure you get yourself an SD card if you really want to use it for a longer time. Now regarding the battery, I have to say I just unplugged it because it was connected to the computer, but from my experience I can tell you 1 day no problem. I had power saving on to display brightness on not maximum, and I think you can have 2 days of battery lifetime. So the phone actually doesn't drain so much power, also low resolution display, and the battery is really huge. So it's 3200 milliamp hours, and this is actually great, gives you 2 days of battery lifetime. Then let's have a look at apps running in the background. So let's check this out. So the memory consumption. And there we go, it's loading. Now the phone comes with 1 GB of RAM. The good thing is that the ROM only uses 270, so it's really good optimized, but sometimes the launcher lags a bit. So you can change the launcher if you want to, but the RAM consumption is really good. And this also helps with the battery lifetime. So not many apps in the background. I mean, just Cyjig there, which was GPS. So the whole ROM only uses by default 250 megabytes or something like that, which is really great. So you have a lot of free RAM for apps. GPS is working. GPS is really not bad, but the chipset doesn't support GLONASS, as you will see later. Here we have language and input, so you can set it to every language you want to. As always, this is Android. It supports also various German language packs, French, different English packs. So this is the full Android language pack, and there's everything included you need, but just keep in mind the translation is sometimes not the best. Okay, now that's it, guys. So that's basically everything we can find here in the settings. Then now I would say let's go and let's have a look at the system UI. And first of all, let's get started with all the basic applications like the dialer APK, and let's check that out. So here you can call the numbers, and yeah, that's pretty good. Phone reception super awesome. Speaker quality very good. And yeah, the main speakers, if you switch to the loudspeaker, this blows you away. It's so damn loud. I think you can even hear somebody talking if you're standing behind a chat or whatever. This is really, really loud, so be careful right now. Let's try to call 147, some popular number here, and there we go. You see sensors are working, shuts off the display, and here comes the speaker. Check this out. Holy crap, this is so damn loud. Incredible. I mean, yeah, the speaker quality, it's not the best. It's good, and also if you use the Walkie Talkie function, you can definitely understand the other person. And the speaker is very, very loud. Even if it's covered in mud, you could hear the other person talking. So that's really good. And you have seen the speaker, how big it is in the DG2 Plus. Basically, we have the same speaker here, and this is really huge, and I like it. Okay, so that's regarding the speaker. Then let's have a look here at the messaging application. And typing on the phone feels a bit strange. We have some nice vibration, force feedback coming from somewhere here, I guess, so it feels like that. And typing is okay, but the glass is so thick, and you see that there's some distance between the glass and the display. So it's some kind of strange feeling, but absolutely no ghost touches. I think it's a 5-point capacitive touchscreen. We'll later confirm that. And yeah, typing absolutely no problem. Let's have a look at the Android status bar. So yeah, this is KitKat. So here you should see it, your notifications. We have here owner, we have shutdown, so to switch it off. We have here the battery percentage, settings, we have quick toggles for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and GPS. Regarding the reception, Wi-Fi, I would rate it with 3 to 4 out of 10 points. Bluetooth is actually good. Then location, GPS, as you will see later, it's not bad at all. Data connection, very good, so GSM, absolutely no problem. Okay, regarding display brightness, that's maximum brightness. Let's keep it a little bit below for the camera. And there we go. So that's good. And yeah, last but not least, we have auto rotation and cast screen. Okay, so that's regarding the quick toggles. Yeah, normal basic launcher, nothing fancy. Let's go here to the menu and let's check out all the important applications. We have here the browser, calculator, calendar, and let's go to the camera. Now the rear camera is really, really kind of bad, and the front-facing camera, it's the same on the DG1 Plus and the DG2 Plus, so there's not a huge difference between them. And yeah, if you're into good cameras, then I would definitely go with the DG2 Plus, because the camera is way, way better, has no problem with AVB, and the camera here on the DG1 Plus, really, it's for snapshots or whatever if you quickly want to capture something, but then it also looks like crap. I would suggest let's go outside now and let's have a look at the camera. Alright guys, now here's just a quick camera test on the small one. And yeah, the big one comes with an 8 megapixel camera, which is definitely better than the 5 megapixel camera in this one, because the 5 megapixel camera in here is really crappy. You will be able to find sample pictures on my website, and just check this out here. Also the preview already looks very blurry. In the middle then it's the sharpness is okay, outer borders really blurry, 5 megapixels. The colors, they look totally strange. It looks a bit purple here for me. Actually this should be a slight brown, and yeah, you will see the pictures on the computer. Also I checked them out on the computer, they don't look really good. So it's definitely okay for snapshots if you quickly want to capture something, and I think it's not the main purpose on an autophone to have a super awesome camera, but maybe that's just my preference. So I actually prefer that the autophone is stable. I can do calls in extreme situations. We have a normal mode, we have live photo mode, so that's the standard camera application, absolutely nothing special in here. We can switch to the front-facing camera, which is placed here in the left top corner, and just check this out. It's already kind of laggy, even though we have really good lighting. It's really zoomed in. Also if you switch here to recording mode, it just goes a little bit out, but it's still zoomed in a lot, so you have to hold it quite far away from your body to get yourself on the picture. Okay, let's maybe have a quick look at the settings here, so what the front-facing camera is capable of. And here in full screen we have 2 megapixels, and here in 4:3 we also have only 2 megapixels. So this is really not much. We have here the usual settings and absolutely nothing special in here. Then let's switch back here to the rear camera. You see very blurry LED flash. We'll test it later outside. LED flash is actually okay. Here's video mode. That is working, camera is not laggy, focus is working, but the picture quality actually looks crappy. Then here the settings, and here you can see that we have 5 megapixels in full screen, and we have the same in 4:3, so the maximum picture size you can get on that autophone, it's only around 5 megapixels. Okay guys, now here's a quick back camera test with the DG1 Plus, and just check this out. For me this looks very purple, so the automatic white balance is totally broken. Just check this out. It looks absolutely strange. Now if I switch to daylight, then the colors look actually okay, but the automatic white balance is totally crappy. Then also yeah, it looks kind of blurry in preview. I guess it will be very blurry on the computer too. I mean, we can go here a little bit around, check out some objects in the background, like here the house. Yeah, just check it out for yourself. For me the camera quality is really kind of bad. And the biggest problem, I think, it's the automatic white balance, because have a look at the ground. So the colors changing all the time. It's way too sensitive, and the colors, they do not look very real. But let's have a look at some close-ups. Oh my god, this looks very strange. Yeah, the automatic white balance is absolutely crappy. Close-ups are okay. If the phone is able to focus, then you can see it, but the colors, they are so way off that it looks really awkward. Yeah, definitely not the best feature on that phone, the camera, and for me it's just a feature which is nice to have, but the camera somehow sucks. Here's a quick front-facing camera test on the DG1 Plus. So we just went from the sun into the shade, because yeah, the sunlight was a bit too strong here. And you see, it's a little bit laggy, or at least it looks very laggy in preview. To get myself like this in the picture, I have to really stretch my arm completely. I'm now holding it around 70 centimeters away from my body, so it's a little bit zoomed in, it's not really wide angle, so to get a lot on the picture, you really have to hold it far away from you. This is, for instance, how my garden looks like, as you can see. So if we move a bit faster, it's yeah, a bit laggy. The white balance this time is working. Yeah, the lighting adjustment could be a bit better. It's really dark here. And front-facing camera is okay. I mean, this is also not the main feature on an autophone, but at least you have one, it's working, but the quality, decide it for yourself. For me, it's, yeah, kind of crappy. So we just checked out the camera, and you have seen the videos. Camera looks really bad, absolutely nothing special. Pictures are very blurry due to an 2.0 aperture, but you have to focus like 10 times in order to get some quite decent picture, but they are all blurry, the colors are way off, the white balance, it looks crap. Now the camera on the DG1 Plus is very bad. On the DG2 Plus it's way better, and it's an 8 megapixel camera module, and it's, I would say, average and just like on some $120, $130 phone. I mean, yeah, probably also not the main feature you want to have on an auto phone, but a good camera on an auto phone is definitely great because you're taking it to the nature and probably want to capture something. Alright, so we have the usual stuff in here, FM radio, some apps which are pre-installed. The ROM is very clean, it comes with the Google Play Store, Google Mail, Google Maps pre-installed. Music player, we'll later have a look at the speaker, and it's very loud as you did here before. We have the NFC scanner, but yeah, you can see NFC is not enabled, so there are some problems with NFC right now in the ROM. I'm not sure why, but it worked the first time I tried it. This is really funny. But I don't want to tell you crap, so NFC for me right now not working, and I'm looking into a fix for that. Okay, here we have the Play Store, as you can see, the latest version, and I'm currently connected to H+, and I'm in the basement, so yeah, the reception is a bit bad, but here you can see no problem to download apps, and I already download some, like Cyjig, SensorBox, to check everything out, and we'll do that also a bit later. Now here we have that Walkie Talkie push-to-talk function, and it works really, really good. So here you can see the antenna is really huge. You can also change it, but you have to be careful that you pick the correct thread, because the thread on the DG1 Plus it's thinner or smaller than on the DG2 Plus, and I tried the antenna of the DG2 Plus on the DG1 and it didn't fit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here, because they look actually the same, but the thread is different. Okay, here you can see the frequencies, for instance 25 kilohertz, and here you can choose, actually have to go to the settings in order to change TX and RX. Basically, let's try to edit that to something like, which is out of range, like 800, and there we go. Let's set this here to 800 too. 800, done, save. Then you will get the frequency must be between 400 and 480 megahertz. So that is the frequency which is supported by the handset. And basically you can set it to everything between 400 and 480. So if you have any walkie-talkie at home which is capable of sending in this frequency band, then you can use it here with the Digoor DG1 Plus and also with the DG2 Plus, or you can just set, if you have more of those walkie-talkie phones, you can set them to the same frequency, and then you just hit the push to talk button and there you go. So we can set it now to, I don't know, 412 or whatever. Same here, 412, okay, done, save. Okay, it's now saved, and for instance there's a push to talk button. So if you press it, then you can actually talk into the microphone. And you can also hit here the send button if you want to. You can adjust the volume here, and it's very loud. But you have to talk directly into the microphone. So it's not working if I hit the push to talk button right now and talk here like this. You have to put your mouth, you have to press your mouth actually directly on the microphone. Otherwise, the other person won't hear anything. Okay, you can also add channels to your channel list and quickly switch between them, which is a good thing. Here you have the help of the Walkie Talkie app here, so operating frequency range 400 to 470, and the rest you have to adjust here. I mean, I'm not into walkie-talkies so much. I tested it, the range is pretty good, a couple of 100 meters. And I usually have CB radios at home, so it's a different frequency and I cannot use it with that. But I tested the DG1 with the DG2 with that walkie-talkie thing, and it worked pretty good. So this is definitely a highlight on that phone and something why I probably would buy the phone, but not because of NFC or the rest. Okay, quick starter guide, search, settings, SOS set, so yeah, some other crap, but it just calls some SOS number, and it happened to me once that it called the police. So I would get rid of this SOS crap thing here. I think there's also an SOS button somewhere here. Oh no, that's I don't remember anymore, but somehow I pushed something and it called the police. This was not really funny. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then I would say now let's go. Let's have a look at some benchmarks, GPS tests, maybe some more stability tests, and then you'll hear my final conclusion about the smartphone. Now guys, first of all I would say let's do a simple drop test. Now both phones should survive the test, so I'm really looking forward to that. First of all, let's get started with the smaller one, and there we go. So it's now around 1 meter above the ground. And here comes the big one. So let's see what happens. And yeah, this one here, it's still working as you can see. So far this is looking good. So let's do it a bit harder. And here's the big one. And let's see what happens. Yeah, it's absolutely working. So this is really stable as fuck. I can just directly drop it on the display. Oh, holy! And here once again. Bam! That's some nice sound. Oh, shit! Sorry guys, I just cracked the first one. So this one doesn't seem to be that stable. But yeah, this one actually survived. Okay, so this is our candidate, and I would say let's go, and yeah, let's overrun it with my tractor.
Probiert zuerst, ob es geht noch und dann fahr nochmal drüber. Probiert zuerst, ob es geht. Probiert zuerst, ob es geht.
Here's a quick LED flash test. On DG1 and DG2 they have the same LED flash, but the DG2 Plus, it comes with a hardware button to activate the LED flash. Here you have to do it by software on the smaller one. But the LED flash is really strong, as you can see, it lights up here the whole desk. It's very white. If I look into it, that really hurts. Now you can use it as a flashlight to search something or whatever, but for photos at night this is not really good because the camera is so crappy. It has a totally long shutter time, it will get very noisy, and yeah, just forget it. Pictures with daylight, they already look bad. So pictures at night, they look really not good. I will capture here some pictures of my desk and also upload them to China devices, so you can check it out, guys. Here comes a quick speaker test, and we're currently here on YouTube NCS, so movie playback absolutely no problem at all. And well, the speaker is super awesome. It's very loud, just like a Bluetooth speaker, which is very good for the Walkie Talkie Function. But also if you want to listen to music, I mean, just check this out. It's very loud and the quality it's not top, but it's okay, even though it's very loud. Okay, so let's check this out. And there we go. And this is now maximum volume. And this is really impressive. So as you can hear, the speaker sounds pretty good, high, bit of bass, not too much, but it's okay. And very, very loud. So I absolutely like the speaker here on that Autophone, and it's the same speaker like on the DG2 Plus, so don't worry, both phones have got great built-in speakers. So guys, here are the benchmark results, and we get here 288 single-core score, 983 multi-core score in Geekbench. Then if we go down here, then you can see here that it is the DG1 Plus, Android 4.4.2, and it's the MTK6582. The CPU governor, it's always on power save. If you want to and you know how to, then you can change it. And power save usually quite efficient, gives you better battery lifetime, but sometimes makes the launcher at the start lag. But here you see it's kind of smooth. Alright, then let's have a look at the Antutu benchmark, and here we have got 17,406 points. So the MTK6582 scores usually something between 16 to 18, maximum 19k in Antutu, depends. And here you can see the ranking. So here at the bottom, Xiaomi Mi2 for instance, it's better, so well, kind of bad ranking here. And we can have a look at the info, and here at the top you can see it's a 32-bit operating system, 6582, Mali 400MP, it's the GPU. We're later doing a quick gaming test. Resolution 480 x 800 pixels, 5.3 megapixel rear camera. Alright, total RAM 1 gig, as you can see, and the density, it's 240 dpi, and the scale dpi here, it looks really good. So you see the font, it's very small but also sharp. And the DG2 Plus, I think it comes with a 720p display, but it's also bigger. So both displays, they look actually almost the same. Just the DG2 Plus has a bigger display. Alright, that was Antutu. Then we can have a look here at the speed test result. Actually quite decent, only 3G speeds, 10 Mbits down, 3 up. Pretty good ping, and I'm currently sitting here in my basement, so this is not too bad at all. Then here CPU set, so here you can see it's currently stuck at 1 GHz, scaling governor is on power save, gives you a bit better battery lifetime, 4 cores currently active, total RAM 1 gig, 240 dpi, so basically the same you have seen before. No root access, then here system, so here you can see it, no root access. Here we have some battery stats, then here thermal, so the phone, I played also some games and it really does not get hot. I first of all thought heat dissipation must be crap in that rubber body, but heat dissipation is pretty good. That phone absolutely does not get hot except if you just put it into the sun or whatever. You can see here all the sensors. We'll just have a look at the sensors in sensor box, which you can see right over here. Accelerometer working, light sensor working, orientation sensor working, proximity sensor working. Regarding the temperature sensor, it, yeah, well, I don't know what it is measuring, maybe the board temperature. Now it says no change detected. Before that it was stuck at 39 degrees, which is way too much here for the room. So the temperature sensor, either it's not working or it's just crap. Sound sensor, as always, supported. We have a magnetic sensor, which is working, so that's pretty good. If I just move it to, for instance, the hard drive of my notebook, then it goes boom. So the magnetic sensor is working, and here we have a pressure sensor, which seems to work too. Here you can see the millibars, which is a nice feature on an autophone, so quite important. Okay, that was sensor box. Yeah, let's have a quick look at the multi-touch tester. You see it's a 5-point capacitive touchscreen. All 5 points are working, but honestly, you don't need 5 points on that small screen. You can control it easily with your thumb. As you can see, I can reach all corners. So yeah, that's pretty good for typing, and had no issues with ghost touches or whatever. Alright, so that are the benchmarks, and now let's go and let's do a quick gaming test. Now the gaming, so the 3D performance is quite okay. We have a low resolution display. The MTK6582 combined with the Mali 400MP is definitely capable of playing games on that display. So we're currently playing that trigger, and as you can see, this runs absolutely smooth. Sometimes there are some lags if there are many enemies, but so far I had absolutely no problem playing 3D games here on that phone. But just keep in mind it's still a low-end chipset, so the 6582 is really not the fastest one. GTA will probably lag, same goes for Modern Combat, but on that low resolution displays most of the things run pretty well. Now there we go guys, we're now here in my car. Here's a quick GPS test with the GPS test application, and as you can see this looks quite decent. Phone doesn't support GLONASS, so we just get here 12 satellites in view, 9 in use, but that's completely okay for the MTK6582 chipset. The GPS signal so far, it's looking okay. We have a lot of yellow bars, average signal. We also got a few green bars and a couple of those red bars, which is bad signal. But for an MTK6582, this is a bit more than average signal quality. There are also phones with the 6582 which have outstanding GPS, a bit better than this one here, but this one is also not too bad. It finds a fix in under 10 seconds. Accuracy, you see it's only a couple of meters. In Android KitKat it always looks like this, so very low accuracy. Android 5 accuracy is usually higher, also the real accuracy is usually higher. Okay, as I've said before, no glowness, but so far I'm happy with that because the GPS performance is actually kinda good. We can check it out here on the map too, so as you can see so far, this does not look too bad. But now let's do a real-life navigation test here in my car and let's see how it performs. Oh yeah, now there we go. Here's a quick real-life navigation test of Sidechick offline navigation. We are currently driving to Mistelbach in Austria, and yeah, let's see what it is doing. I noticed that GPS is working really well. We have super awesome weather conditions today, hottest day for weeks. Yeah, it's totally sunny, it's not cloudy, so best weather conditions for GPS actually. Now GPS is really accurate. We just passed the road also here on the phone. It was just lagging behind a couple of meters like the most phones, so absolutely nothing special. When you take a wrong road, then it reroutes you pretty fast. Rerouting time 10-15 seconds. Even though there is no glowness, I'm always connected to around 8 to 10 satellites, so I don't lose the satellites while driving around, and it feels pretty good. So I can definitely say that GPS is working on the DG1 Plus. GPS signal good, so I really don't know why the Wi-Fi signal is so weak, so maybe something wrong with the antenna on this phone. I'm not sure if they also fucked up the antennas on the other phones, but GPS is good, Wi-Fi could definitely be better. Oh yeah, now here's a quick waterproof test, and it's an IP68 specification smartphone. That means it's waterproof, dustproof, shockproof, and I can confirm all that. Definitely waterproof. At the end of the unboxing I just dropped it into my pond and it took me 15 minutes to get the phone out of the pond because it was sliding down the foil to the middle of the damn pond, and I just thought, yeah, the phone is now broken, fuck this, but no, it's still working, and this is super awesome. You just have to make sure that you close all the flaps, so don't forget that. Otherwise it's not waterproof anymore. Very important, the USB port and headphone check flap here at the bottom. And another important thing is the back cover here. It's removable, as you guys may know if you did see the unboxing, and you have here two screws. I did over tighten the left one because first of all I thought more is better, but those screws, they're kind of crappy low budget material, so yeah, I just killed the screw. It's now in two parts. So I'm not really sure if that screw alone is putting enough pressure onto the ceiling so that's waterproof, but let's see what happens when we now drop it into the water. And just to see if everything is working, we'll start now a YouTube movie. Maybe, yeah, the sensor's a bit fucked up with the auto rotation. Yeah, maybe with some music on NCS, and there we go. Let's drop it into the water. Whoops. And you see, it's still playing. And you can do that for 1 hour, absolutely no problem. So this phone is really waterproof. Same goes for the DG2, so both are waterproof. You just have to make sure that the back cover is really closed. And be careful with the screws, do not over tighten them, because this will probably kill the thread in the frame, or maybe just kill the screw like here in my case. But all in all, we can now take it out. It will be a little bit wet. But you can see it's still working. The display, you cannot use it when it's wet, so first of all you have to dry it. Otherwise, yeah, the capacitive buttons, they won't work. And now, yeah, I will now dry the phone and then you will hear my final conclusion about it. Finally, we're now here at the end of this review, and here comes my final conclusion about the Digoor DG1 Plus. So the good things first, right? Now, yeah, the stability is super awesome. Unfortunately, the DG2 Plus cracked. Yeah, it's way bigger. I shouldn't have smashed it so hard, but I just thought it would survive because it survived everything before. I did some tests before I started to record and it's stable as fuck. But, well, it didn't survive, unfortunately. The DG1 Plus did. It survived everything. It survived the water test, the tractor test. I did overroll it with my car first, and it really survived everything. This phone is very tough. Now, yeah, you just have to love the design. It's very heavy, it's big, it has a huge battery, 3200 milliamp hours, which gives you 2 days of battery lifetime almost for casual users. For if you just use it for emergency cases, you also get for a whole week. If you use the Walkie Talkie function a lot, well, it depends. Now, the performance, it's okay. I mean, the system UI is not lagging all the time. You see, it's really kind of smooth. But there's always something I want to tell you guys. What do you want to do with that smartphone? I mean, it's an auto phone. It's pretty good if you work on construction site, for instance, and you always break a phone. Then it's good. Why not? And you won't play 3D games all day long on that phone, I guess. So I don't really care about the 3D performance. I just like that the system UI is smooth. Maybe the icons here are really kind of small, so the scaled DPI here, they look really kind of small. And on the big one, yeah, you have more space, but it's also way bigger and even too big for my huge hands. So this is actually the perfect size. It's very thick, as you can see, so you really have to love that, but it's also very stable. I mean, I can just take my damn knife here and stab here directly at the glass, as you can see. And yeah, you see, nothing happened. So this phone is very stable. Now, regarding the phone itself, so the call quality, very good. The Wi-Fi reception, very bad. NFC, well, it stopped working for me. I'm not sure why. So there's something wrong with NFC. Same goes for the sensors. They are absolutely miscalibrated. There is no easy option in the ROM to recalibrate them. Like, sometimes the rotation is not working. So there are some bugs in the ROM and they should be fixed as soon as possible. Regarding the rest of the phone, I haven't found any big bugs or issues. The GPS is working really good. Same goes for battery lifetime. You just have to love the design. I mean, it's really fat, really huge. So probably only something if you're an auto freak or work at a construction site or whatever. Now, the accessories, that sucks a little bit, so you always have to use the USB cable which comes with the phone, because you see the USB connector is way longer than on other USB cables, and normal USB cables won't fit here. So you have to keep in mind that you can only use that USB cable. The charger is crap. It's a 5-watt charge. I mean, it's not crap, it's working. But yeah, it's very cheap, lightweight. So probably replace the charger. You see output just 5 volts, 1 amps, looks like a Galaxy S4 5 charger, so really not something special. Now the headphones, they're actually okay. In-ears, not the best quality, you have seen it in my unboxing, but definitely nice to have one. And here you can see that antenna, it's also included. You also get a little tool here to just open up the back cover and unscrew the screws here. But just make sure you do not over tighten the screws, otherwise you can easily kill the thread here, and then maybe your back cover won't close anymore and then water can come into the device. The speaker is very good, the LED flash too, but the cameras, they kinda suck, and the sensors, they need calibration, so the ROM definitely needs to be improved. All in all, for the price, I think it's okay. It's around 120 euro if I'm right, 130 euro. So for the Walkie Talkie function and the rest, and that it's very, very stable, I think the price is okay. But as you've seen, some things are not so good, like sensors and yeah, Wi-Fi and all that. Okay guys, now thank you so much for watching. Thanks for waiting for this review. I was really busy. Next phone will be Ulefone B Touch 2, because that is also on the list. And yeah, some others like Elephone P8000 and blah blah blah. So thanks for watching guys, have a nice day and see you again in my next videos. Bye bye.